early tonight. Hi there, Rose. How are you going? So some of you may have been wondering if I was going to go live tonight, but here I am. Always, I will go live for you unless there's something really wrong and I can't, or something completely outside my control. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with some of you tonight. So Rose, how have you been? You good down there? It's been cold enough in Melbourne for you? I heard it was very cold down that way, or down in Victoria. How has everyone been? Hey, Fran, nice to see you. Okay, I can see we've got people popping on, which is fantastic. It's always really lovely here on a Friday night. Now, I've got a rule for tonight, okay? I hope everybody is listening, okay? The rule tonight is, and if anyone breaks the rule, we're allowed to tell them off, nicely, of course, and that is that tonight is a negativity-free zone, okay? So we're not going to have any sad stories tonight. We're going to keep it nice and we're going to keep it happy and positive, because I know so many people going through some really tough times at the moment. And so rather than, we don't want to bring anyone down. We want this to be a super, super place that everyone can stay positive and on top of everything. So let's just have happy stories. And if anyone doesn't have a happy story, we need to tell them, hey guys, where's, put your positive pants on. How is everybody? Hey there, Glenda, Judy, Jody, Joan. Lots of J people. Did you ever notice that? We have lots of people whose names start with J. Hey, Elizabeth, nice to see you. All right. I haven't got the heater on at the moment, but if it gets cold, I'll jump up and pop that on. So, all right. So I've got a couple of people saying yes, please. So that means we're happy with the negativity-free zone. Tonight, we're going to stay happy and we're going to stay focused and we're going to get this done. So I hope, hey Deb, nice to see you. Positivity reigns. Indeed it does, Nairi. You are absolutely right. Hey Katrina, nice to see you. All right. The thing is, everyone's got stuff, right? We've all got stuff, and some days are just tough. And so instead, this is a place where we can escape from all of that, focus on our creativity stuff and make beautiful things and not think about all the yucky stuff. Everyone up for that? Okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I sort of only had a little bit of time to prepare tonight, and I have a bit of an idea in my head, and I'm going to switch over to the desk and I'm going to show you what's there. Oh, the card, the one I put up, the one that went live tonight. Okay, sorry, I'll mention that. Thank you for mentioning it, Jenny. Okay, so I did a card which I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I was on a live video and I showed you this one. Do you remember? There's a little diorama card, and inside we've got the little house, and there's some woods, and it's just a really simple card. And I'm part of a group called, it's the Global Video Hop Group, okay? And they invited me to join them this month, and depending on how it goes, I might do a few of them. I'd like to, if it works well for me, I'd really like to do a few of them because it was fun to do. And so I did this card because the theme this month was layered cards. And I thought, well, what is more layered than a diorama, right? So I figured that diorama cards, which you guys know I love, is a really great way of showing. So I did this card and it went live at 7 p.m. tonight because that was the time that Hop went live. And I was thinking, I hope that doesn't stop anyone from watching my live video at 7:30. But it's actually, if you watched it right at 7 o'clock, you would have had time to watch the whole thing because it's 26 minutes long. So, so there you go. And so I'm not going to go as long tonight because for those of you who've already just watched it, you watched it, Katrina, and you loved it. That's awesome. For those, you won't want to watch me make cards all night. So we're going to hopefully keep this one a little bit. I'd like to keep this one tonight under an hour. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm live tonight. That's right. Every Friday night, here I am, Jean. Now, before I start, I do want to say that everything you see me using, everything I use, can be purchased through my online store through Stampin'Up. Okay, so if you have a demonstrator, contact them if there's something that you would like to get. If you don't have a demonstrator and you are in Australia, you can purchase through my online store here and get what you need. So just remember that everything I'm using is available as a Stampin'Up product. Okay. Is the link on my blog for the new video? No, it hasn't gone up yet. I've actually, the video itself went live. It's here on this channel. So when you finish watching this live with me afterwards, if you search back through my other videos, you will see that there's a video from tonight. It went live at 7 o'clock. I scheduled it to go live at 7 o'clock because that's the time that all the different videos, and it's a hop. So you can go from mine to the next person, who is Ashley Pfeiffer. Ashley's in Canada, I believe, and she's really talented. So she's got a video that you can watch after mine. And the person before me is, I think it's Karen Hawley, I think, is before me. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a nice, easy card too. I love dioramas because they're much easier than they look, and they look really impressive, but they're actually really easy to do. So there you go. Oh, that's good. That's good. How is Karen, Cheryl? Is she doing better? Is she good? Don't forget, we have a rule tonight, no negativity. So that's our rule for the night, all right? You're welcome. There you go. All right, so thanks for watching, Jean. I really do appreciate that so much. All right, so I have the mini catalogue. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. I might need a glass of water. Do I have one handy? I don't think I do. Just got something stuck in the back of my throat. Just had dinner before I came on here. Let me see if I can straighten that up a little bit. All right. So the mini catalogue is still going. This one goes all the way through to December. So you've got plenty of time to get the things that you need out of here. But at the same time as the mini catalogue, we also have this cool little thing, which is the Celebration catalogue. So for anyone who doesn't know, Celebration is a really cool promotion. They're doing it twice a year these days. And what it is, you spend $90 here in Australia and you get to pick something out of here for free. Okay. And for every $90, you get to pick something for free. And there's some higher value things that are actually $180 to purchase to get them free. So it's a gift with purchase, basically, of either $90 or $180. And it's different amounts depending on what market you're in. So if you're in the US, I think it's 50 and 100, but don't quote me on that. But I think that's what it is. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. Not Martin. All right. So this one here is called Amazing Phrasing. And I'm going to be using this tonight. It's got all these lots of big words and then some little words. And it's a really cool one because you can make up little sentences. So, you know, woohoo, amazing, hey, and oops are all sort of big ones. And then, you know, you could say woohoo to another year, or something like, I don't know, I'm just looking for all the different things. That the woohoo and the hey and the amazing and the oops go with the smaller sayings, or you can use one on the outside of the card and one on the inside of the card. So they're kind of cool. Yeah, is that right? Thank you, Jean. I wasn't sure. I wanted that to be confirmed, so that's good. $50. If you're in the US, it's $50 and $100. You can get to pick a gift with purchase when you spend those amounts. And it's for every $50 or $100 that you spend. So in Australia, it's 90 and 180 because our dollar is not worth as much as the US dollar. That's really what it comes down to. It does. Goodness me, we're showing our age. Yes. Hey, it's Saturday. You could do hey. Well, I'm actually going to use the hey tonight. Funny that you should say that. So, yeah. Let's see how we go. The other one that I haven't used very much, these cards and envelopes are really nice. So I've got those and they're lovely. In the US, I believe these have sold out, but they haven't sold out here in Australia. Hi there, Donna. Nice to see you. Yes, you could switch good looking to looking good. Of course you could. So you can really play around with those words, which makes them really versatile and really good for scrapbooking. So for my scrapbooking girls, you can do all kinds of things with those words. But we've got some other like little stamp sets. This got this great Rings of Love paper. And then we've also got these hippos, okay? And I haven't used the hippos very much, but I thought I would use them tonight and we'll have a little play because I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring with these. And the reason why is because, did you know, it is World Watercolor Month this month. So July is World Watercolor Month, and so we're going to get our watercolor on tonight. Also in the Celebration catalogue, probably my favorite item in here is the tree lot dies that match the Trees for Sale stamp set that is in the mini. These are fantastic because of the caravan. We love the caravan. I did a video with that, a live with that a couple of weeks ago, and I may do it again at some point because I just love it so much. Also this one, Wonderful World. I wish I had this. I don't. It's the DSP and the matching stamp set called Wonderful World. Really, really cute. Do you love the hippos, Margaret? The hippos are really, really cute. They are. If you like cute, then the hippos are probably for you. There's a pomegranate set for anyone who either spends a $500 order or has a workshop and there's a few orders. Or if you're a demonstrator and you bundle a few orders together, you can get one of these as well. So, oh, good. People are saying Jenny's okay. That's good to hear. That's really good. Good. See, and there's some more positive news. That's great news. All right. So there you go. That's our celebration catalogue. So let's just move that out of the way. And I'm going to, you can see I'm recycling my bit of grid paper here. I've actually got my Stamparatus here. And I've actually put my hay onto, but let me start it up from scratch so that you can see how this works. This is one of my favorite techniques that you can do with the Stamparatus, and it's the hinge step technique. And we're going to write the word hay down the page, okay? And we're going to have it so it's perfectly lined up, perfectly. Actually, you know what? I might go with it over here. I'm going to go with it on this side. So what you do is you line it up where you want it to be. Okay, I think I like it about there. Okay, and I'm just going to put my magnet on. Put a magnet under here. Just to keep, of course, I moved it, but it doesn't matter. All right. So the main thing is I don't want my paper to move, okay? And I'm pushing it so it goes right into that corner, and that's sort of a nice, easy way to keep track of where it is put it always into the corner. I'm positioning it where I want it to stamp here. And yeah, I wish I had Wonderful World. Now I didn't get it initially because I wasn't taken by it in the catalogue, and then I've seen other people using it. I really wish I had it because it's beautiful. And the paper especially is just gorgeous. All right, so this hay now you'll notice when I'm using photopolymer stamps, a couple of things you have to do different. First of all, you're going to need a mat. See this little mat here? It's a little bit of thickness, bit of foam there to make up for the difference in what you don't have. But if you're using rubber stamps, they've already got foam attached to the rubber, so you don't need to use a mat when you use rubber stamps, but you do with the photopolymer ones. The other thing is, before you ink this up, before you, like if I'm going to put ink on that in a moment and stamp it, but before I do that, see how it picks up the paper? And that's because when it's dry, it's kind of sticky and it sticks to the paper. But once we ink this up, we won't have that problem. So I'm wondering what color to go with. Let's go with some different colors tonight. Let's go with Tahitian Tide because it's a nice color. Making sure my paper's right in the corner. And this is my card front size paper, and I'm just going to put some blue ink on that there, and I'm going to give this a push. Now, one of the awesome things, see, it didn't stick that time because we had ink on it. One of the awesome things about the Stamparatus is if I misstamp that, let's do it. Okay, first of all, notice there's some hinges here. So I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to move it down one hinge. I'm going to ink it up again. And I'm going to bring it back over. And what this is going to do, this is going to evenly space my haze down the page. And they're all going to be perfectly aligned. Move to the next one. And it's my favorite thing to do with the Stamparatus. I just think that's really, really clever. And none of the other stamp positioners do this. Okay, this is a really cool thing. All right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to mess one up on purpose, and I'm going to show you. All right, so I'm happy with all of these. Hey, 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 it's Saturday, Katrina. All right, so just say I didn't quite ink this up properly. All right, I'm going to bring it down to the next hinge, and I'm going to stamp it. And oops, I didn't do it properly. See, I missed part of that H. So all I have to do is re-ink it, and because it's in the perfect position, I just do it again. And it's perfect. Okay, so it's a really cool thing. It's really hard to mess up with this as long as you keep your paper in the right position right there in the corner. It's really fantastic. It's very forgiving, and if you make a mistake, you just do it again. Love, love, love that. So if you don't have a Stamparatus, this is a fantastic tool. That's a good idea too, Fran, using a piece of acetate between the paper and the stamp to stop it from sticking. That's another way of coping with that particular issue. Yep. And see, everybody's asking Cherie if she's heard from Jenny, but everyone said that she's great. You glad you got Wonderful World? Oh, that's a nice thing. That's a good song too. A good song for a couple. It's a wonderful world. Yeah, we should do Hey Hey, It's Friday. We should. All right, so now I've got all my haze down the side here, and I'm really happy with that. That looks great. I've done what I wanted to do with the Stamparatus, and I'm going to take that out and pop my Stamparatus away. I've got my haze still on here, so if I wanted to do multiple cards, I could put my another piece of paper the same size and do the next one and just keep on going. And that's one of the beauties of the Stamparatus, is that you can make multiple cards really, really easily, all exactly the same, because it's perfectly positioned for you. All right. So now we've got our Hey Hey Hey. And I don't know whether I'm going to use this or not. I'm having a think what color I want to have behind that. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a bit of stamping. Let me see. I just need to get, yep, this will do. This is just plain basic white cardstock. I know, right? Isn't it cool that Stamparatus does that? I agree. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Stays-On ink, and I'm hoping I've got two Stays-Ons, and I'm hoping that one, can't remember which one was the one I just re-inked. Let's try this one, and if it's not this one, I guess we'll find out. All right, so I'm going to use my hippos, and I'm actually going to use all three. So I'm going to put them on, I'm just thinking probably block D is a good size for these. So that's block D right there. That's the dancing hippo. That's the one I've mostly been using so far. Then we've got, I've only done a couple of cards with this. I did a card with it for Stamp Club, for my Penrith, what do you call it? No, Hunter Valley class last week. Also, I did a card with it for the tutorial bundle that's coming out at the end of the month. No, I don't have another D block in reach. I do have more D blocks, but I just don't have one here. So I'll come back and we'll use that one separate. All right, so let's try this and see if this is the right. This is how I ink up when I'm using Stays-On ink. So this is a different kind of ink to the water-based ink that we normally use. Okay, so you can smush it around. It's a different kind of pad. It's not foam like our other classic inks. This is a solvent-based ink, and it is actually waterproof. Okay, and I usually, give it a rub and then a good old pat to make sure I ink it up really, really well. And then I'm going to stamp that straight down. Hope this is the right one. Hey Sandra, nice to see you. Yep, that's the one. That's good. And I'm going to do the dancing hippo. So I smush it around and then I give it a good old tap. And I'm going to take that one off and put the other one on. Now, the nice thing about these hippos, of course, is that there are matching dies. So both of those are a $90 spend. So you get them as a gift with purchase when you spend $90. So if you spent $90 now, you could get the hippos. And then if you spend $90 again before the end of celebration, you could get the matching dies, which is, I think, a great way to go. Why would you want, you could stamp the hippos straight on, or you can cut them out by hand, but it is nice to be able to cut them out with dies. And have you seen the dies? The dies are super cute. So they're not just the three hippos. There's lots of fun things in here. So there's water, there's a bucket, there's a boat, there's a snorkel and goggles. There's a little lifesaver tire, what do you call that? Inflatable. Sunglasses, there's a hat, there's flowers, there's water, little water drops, there's an umbrella, more flowers, hearts, lots and lots of things. So it's not just the hippos. You get lots of other things. So you can actually build a scene with them, which I think is really fun. So there's a lot in there. And as you can see, I've got these left over from the other day. So we'll have to use these today. I've cut out some of the flowers from those little dies in fresh freezer. So, but let's get our watercolor on first. So I've got some watercolor pens here, or otherwise known as water painters. And you might notice if you haven't used these before, they come in a pack of 3. Okay, and there's a fine, a medium, and like a big fat one. Okay, the big fat one's great for doing a wash background, which looks fantastic. But today I'm using mostly the fine one. I just find if I'm doing, this is fairly small details, and when I'm doing that, it's easier to use the fine one. Now you'll notice I'm not using watercolor paper. You can use watercolor paper and you'll get a slightly different effect. Today I'm just using basic white, which works fine for some simple little watercoloring like this. Okay, so I'm going to give this pad a bit of a push, and what this is going to do is going to put ink right here on the lid, and I can pick that up and use it as a palette. Now that's one way of getting ink onto ready for where you need to use it. Another way is get yourself a block. The small one's usually fine. Dip it in. Okay, and then you've got this now ready to go, and I can drop from the pen a drop, you know, maybe a drop or 2, and then move that around, and it's ready to color with. Now I'm just going to check first of all that it's not too dark, it's not bad, and I'm going to color my hippos. Okay, really simple. I'm going straight over the lines because the stays on ink won't bleed or run, which is why we use it. Whoop, I got that from there. And I'm just going to color sort of starting at the top, because then I can add a little bit more shadow if I want to. So if I want to, I can make it a little darker here, which I think looks rather good, and a bit of shadow under the tummy. Goodness knows I've got some shadow under my tummy. I don't know about you guys. That's where I have some shadow. All right, so then I'm going to do the face. And I'm just going to kind of zip around here. All right. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm actually thinking I might do, I mean, you can do the whole thing in grey and even its tummy, but I'm thinking maybe we'll use a different color. Let's see how that goes. All right, same here with these guys. So we're going to do some grey hippo. And if you're a little bit outside the lines, it doesn't really matter. It's watercoloring. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that's one of the nice things about watercoloring. Watercoloring is not a perfect medium, and in fact, it looks better if it's not. Oh, you got the card finally. Yeah, I made it specially for you. That's right. Ah, there you go. I was beginning to worry it had gotten lost in the mail. All right, so I'm just giving her, it is a girl definitely, because she's wearing a tutu, and we're going to give her a little bit darker shadow underneath the skirt there, and the tops of her legs as well, because goodness knows there's shadow from those tummies, right? And I'm going to put a drop of water and mix that around. If you don't put the drops of water in, it can be quite dark. Even though smoky slate is not a super dark color, it would still come out very dark if we don't add some water to it. So you want to add a bit of water. And I'm going very lightly with the nib of the pen and just sort of moving the pen. It's almost floating it over the paper. In fact, quite a few techniques, same with blends. When you use blends, you know, just float them over the top of the paper. Don't push hard. You just want to go really lightly. So now we've got our little hippos. 5 o'clock shadow is hubby. 7 o'clock shadow is Linda's tummy. Thanks, Cherie. I'm allowed to say it. I don't know about you. They are really cute. They are. All right, so what have we got now? I'm thinking maybe some petal pink, which is the lightest pink we have. So that's probably a good one to go maybe for some faces and maybe some tummies. So let's see. I'm going to grab another little block. The other thing you can do, if you don't go into the ink pad, and I'll use a different one. If you don't go into the ink pad, what you want to do is use a drop of re-inker. That also is very successful at, oh, this is quite nice, isn't it? The petal pink is rather good. I like it. It's almost apricot petal pink, isn't it? And you can see you can be quite quick with this. I think we should give it pink ears. Or apricot ears, really. And then we're just going to go quickly over this little guy here. Well, it took a while for that to get to New Zealand, didn't it, Michelle? I'm surprised it took as long as it did. It's only across the ditch, right? All right, so I'll just bring these up close so you can see. They're really cute. Look how cute they are. So I've got the little guy here with the flower. I think we need to colour that flower. We've got a tutu that needs colouring. This one probably doesn't need any colouring. Oh, whoops, the ears. Didn't do the ears. There we go. Liking those. Everyone's asking about Jenny. As far as we know, she's good. Cherie said she's okay. All right. So I'm going to use, I'm thinking, oh, maybe, should we go orchid? Is that too dark? For the flower, maybe. I think maybe the flower will do orchid. And I'm going to clean this little guy off, and we'll add some orchid to that. And a drop of water. Mix it up. And we're just going to colour in that little flower there. Yeah, that's not too dark. That's pretty nice, actually. Let's bring it up so you can see. See that there? It's cute. And it has a little leaf as well. I mean, we can colour the leaf as well. We don't need to, but we could. And I'm thinking maybe I will start with the tutu in this colour as well. So this is Orchid Oasis. I keep wanting to say Orchid Opulence. Whoops. But it's Orchid Oasis. And Orchid Opulence, for those of you who can remember, it was a colour we had some years ago. It was a beautiful colour. All right. Have I missed anything? All the shoes. Right. There we go. Move these out of the way. So I've got 3 different hippos, all stamped in Stays On ink and coloured with my classic inks and a water painter. And it's this is probably the simplest way to watercolour, and it's a great introduction. Another thing you can do, we have watercolor pencils, and using watercolor pencils to apply color and then using your water painters to pull the color out where you want it. That's another great way to introduce yourself to watercoloring as well. But watercoloring is a really simple thing. I'm just actually, now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I'm going to actually add a bit darker. This is Starry Sky. Let me see. I'm just going to pull a tiny, tiny bit of that, which is darker, and we're just going to have I'm just going to pull a little bit of darker color. That's actually better. I might do that with the. So Starry Sky's a little bit more blue, but it goes so nicely with the orchid that they work really, really well together. All right, let's move these out of the way. And let me bring in our cut and emboss machine. I'm going to zoom out a little bit for this so you guys can see better what I'm doing. And see a bit more of my messy desk as well. Oh, well. I've realized that I'm not the only person with a messy desk. I used to be ashamed of it, and then I went, you know what? Beautiful creative things come from this desk. So, oh well. All right, so this is the one that cuts out the dancing hippo. Now, I could put them all through and run them through together, but that can be a little risky in case one moves. And having already watercolored them, I don't want to take that risk. So I'm going to actually put them through one at a time. It won't take very long. Oh, the diorama card, you liked it? Thanks, Donna. Appreciate that. Yeah, it went live at 7 o'clock, and it wasn't my choice. When they said what time they were going live, I'm like, oh no, that's just before I go live, like actually live. But I thought, oh well, at least I can direct people to it. So when you've finished, if you haven't watched the diorama card yet, that's the one with the little, this one with the little house and the garland. If you haven't watched it yet, when this video is over, and if you're still in the mood to watch more creative stuff, then my suggestion is you go have a little look at that. It's on my channel, and you'll find it listed with all my newer videos. I don't know if anyone knows. I've got, well, actually, I don't even know how many I have. Well over 300 videos on this channel, and they're years and years and years worth of techniques and ideas and playing around. And if you ever get bored and you're looking for something to do on maybe a weekend or something like that, kill some time, then sit down and you can go through. I've got them sorted into playlists, so you can go like through the technique playlist or through the live playlist, the 3D playlist. There's lots of different ones depending on what you're looking for. All right, last one. What happens to me, Michelle, is I tidy up, and halfway through tidying, I will find some silly little element, like a ribbon or a cutout or something, and it'll inspire me to move to make a card, and I have to do it straight away. I want to do it right now. I can't wait. And sometimes they're my best creations, is the ones I come up with when. All right, so what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to make like a little tower of hippos. All right, so maybe this one on the bottom, or maybe that one on the bottom, maybe that one. And then this one, and then the one dancing on top. So we're going to have to squash them up a little bit, I think, to get them all on there. And it won't matter if they go over slightly. I'll come down a little bit. Sort of, what do we think? Do we like a tower of hippos? I mean, really, can't go wrong, right? What could go wrong? A tower of hippos. All right, so it's going to look like this. Now, I'm thinking maybe a little bit of sponging behind, though, might be good. And maybe we should use, seeing as we've already used it in the hay, I might use the Tahitian Tide. Now, the only thing is I have got a blending brush dedicated to Tahitian Tide, and I'm wondering, can I find it? If not, I could use one that, you know, Bermuda Bay, that's not too far away. But actually, I used Tahitian Tide at my class on Wednesday, so it's going to be in my class bag. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use this one. It'll still work fine. So I'm going to make sure that, so they're going to go like that. I'm happy with that arrangement. And I'm going to start here. And we're going to start doing circles. And we're going to go all the way up. So we want a bit of colour coming out from behind the hippos. Doesn't have to be a lot. It's just going to bring it all together. Otherwise, the hay being a completely different color looks like, you know, I messed up or I used a random color. I'd rather it look integrated into the rest of the design. So I usually try and make sure there's more than one occurrence of a particular color, usually. Occasionally it's not necessary, but I will usually try and match up colours somewhere in there. All right, let's see how that's looking. So we've got a little bit of colour coming out there. Can you see that? Yeah, let's hope they don't tumble, because that would be quite a crash. So the question now is, do I put them on flat or do I put them on dimensionals? And I'm leaning towards dimensionals, so let's go with that. Can't hurt. I have a new pack of dimensionals, but I just want to use one that's already open. Of course, I'll now find the blending brush, of course. And this one's hardly got any dimensionals left on it. I've got a couple here that will do. I might as well finish up these ones, hey? 1, 2. So 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. I've got one left on this one. Of course, I can cut up the edge bits. Does everyone do that? Who cuts up their edge bits to get the most out of a pack of dimensionals? We've all had to do it, I'm sure. All right, so let me take the backs off these. I'm going to put the hippo so she's right. He or she? What do we think? I think this one might be a he. This one, I don't know. That one's girl. Don't know. Right, so let's pop. Take the backs off these dimensionals. There we go, just like that. It's kind of cute. Are we liking this? It's fun. All right, I'm going to get some Tahitian Tide. I think that's a good color. I'm going to grab my trimmer. I'm so sorry. I haven't been watching all the chat, so if I missed anything important or didn't answer any questions, please accept my apologies. Use up all the dimensionals. That's right. That's what we do. So, yeah, it's just a fun card. It would be a good one to give to, you know, be a good kids card. You could easily make it a birthday. You know, we could do happy birthday inside that one, right? So let's... Just going to use my seal to go all the way around. With my seal, I get the most out of it. I usually do the 2 short sides and then a little bit along the long side, and that way it's enough without having to go right around the whole thing, and it saves you a little bit too. I'm thinking maybe some iridescent rhinestones on this might be nice. What do you think? What do we think about that? Now, actually, we've got these, which are always good, the iridescent rhinestones. Love, love, love them, because they've got, for anyone who hasn't seen them, I love them because you can pull out all the different colours. Can you see? You've got pinks and blues and purples, and when you hold them in the light, they really are iridescent. They're gorgeous. But here's another option. We've also got these. I don't think it's quite the right colours, although I could get away probably with the... these are the adhesive backed sequins and gems, and you can see they've got like fresh freesia here. This color, I'm not sure. Is that? I'm sure the catalog will tell us. Let's have a look. So if ever you're wanting to look at something in the catalog, the easiest way is to go straight to the index at the back, which has got pictures of everything. It tells you on page 19 you're going to find these, and let's have a look. Page 19, here they are. So the colours are Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, and Iridescent, which is, I guess, these are also iridescent. So there you go. But they're kind of fun. So we could also use those. Which ones should we do? Shall we use these guys? Or shall we use in color dots also? Yeah, that would be cool. Hey Carolyn, nice to see you. Tahitian Tide Bling. Haha. Yes. Well, we have those in the in color dots, but they're not actually shiny, they're matte. And I, toss. I know. That wasn't what you meant, right? All right, I'm going to go with the iridescent gems because, they're fantastic. And so let's add a couple of these and one up here probably. There we go. Oh, cool. What do you think? Do we like this? Oh, I need to bring this down. That's why we can't see it. That's better. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. There you go. 5 hays. There we go. We have a pile or a tower of hippos. There we go. I know, right? All right, so that was a bit of fun. All right, I thought I'd do one more quick one. So you're getting your money's worth tonight, guys. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Well, that was silly. That's what I was going to do. I was going to add some of these little flowers. Because, little flowers that are cut from the matching dies always look good. So I maybe could put an iridescent rhinestone in the middle of each flower. That would be good. So let me just take this off. I'm going to add a small iridescent. Let's pop that in there. And then this can go here. And then maybe a little tiny one in her hair at the top. What do you think? Because I think a dancing hippo should have a flower in her hair. All right, so we're going to use glue dots to pop these on with. Just pop that on there. Oh, I just put it on upside down, so I don't want to do that. I'll get another one, this one. And this one. All right, and then what you can do is you can kind of flick the ends up of these little flowers once you've glue dotted them down, because then they look really cute with their little petals sort of sticking up in the air. I like that look. Push them all up. There we go. What do you think? Is that an improvement? I think it is. I like the little flowers. I think they're really super cute. So there they are. You see them with their little iridescent gemstones in the middle. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right. There we go. Something different tonight. I also wanted to show you one more thing. I love that song. I haven't heard that song for ages, but now I've got it in my head. Thanks, Jody. All right. So we have, this is called, these are in the mini catalog, and it's called the Charming Landscapes Embossing Folders. I haven't even used them yet. I just came there. Actually, are designed to fit through the mini machine, but they will also fit, of course, in your big machine. So either way is a cool way for them to go. And you can see, let's see if I can put something behind them to see if it helps. You can kind of see what's behind them there. So this one's like little mountains with snow, which is really pretty. I like that. And then this one is like a village. Can you see the village? And it's got like little dots. So which one shall we use? Are we going to use the mountains and the snow, or are we going to use the little village? Which one would you like to use? The flower stamp set and paper pack, that's called Wonderful World. Yeah, I don't have it, and I really wish I did, Cherie. It's lovely. Look, you're making Michelle lose her concentration, Jody. Village, village, village. Okay, everyone's saying village. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's the one we have. All right. So I thought, so when we're putting them through the mini machine, these are a narrower one. So you're going to normally do a narrower piece of paper. So I'm actually going to run it through a normal size, and then we'll see whether we need to cut it down. I haven't decided whether that would be necessary or not. And I'm going to do it on a dark piece of, I'm going to do it on a dark. I'm going to do it on navy. So you could do it on starry sky too if you wanted it to be a bit brighter. So let's bring our machine in, which means I'm going to have to zoom out again. Someone asked me the other day, how do you zoom out with your camera? What kind of camera do you use? This is actually just the camera stand, and I just literally lift it up and down. Nothing fancy at all here. All right. So to run these through, all right, these are 3D embossing folders. Let me have a look. I think they are. No, it doesn't say they are. Okay. So with that in mind, let me see. It's been a while since I did this, so I'm not sure 100% if I need both cutting plates or need neither. I know if I was doing it with the 3D plates, I definitely need it to be without any platform and just use the grey plate, for those of you, or the specialty plate as it's also known. All right, so you can see this here. Isn't this beautiful? So I don't know that this will work because I think I might need to put the specialty plate on. Maybe. Now, if it was a 3D folder, you couldn't do this, but with a normal one, you can. The 3D folder, you need that grey specialty plate. Okay, that went through okay. So when you go looking, if you, like someone said to me, how do you know if it's 3D or not? Basically, it tells you in the name. So this one says Charming Landscapes, but there's nothing there about it being 3D. So it's not. So let's have a look and see what happened when this went through. Can you see how it's printed? Isn't embossing the most wonderful thing? Both heat embossing and dry embossing make me happy. They just look fantastic. This is rather nice. Now, something you can do, and we might do that for another one. I'm actually going to cut this down because it's left the edge of the plate. So I am going to cut it down a little bit. I made up my mind. Up until then, I wasn't sure. So I'm just going to run that along. Yep, that looks good. And I'm going to run it along the bottom as well. Right, so it's a little bit narrower now than a regular piece, but that's fine. We can always trim it down further if we want to. So one thing you can do, if you like the look, and I do, of white on a dark color like this, you guys know how I love my white ink techniques, but something you can do is actually apply ink straight to the inside of the embossing folder, and when you put it through the embossing folder, it actually takes some of that white ink on, which is a really nice look. It really looks fantastic. But we're actually going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to grab our white ink pad. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to grab a blending brush. Blending brushes are fantastic, guys. And we're going to go straight into a corner because that's where most of the ink pools. And we're going to start colouring some of the images here. So we're going to bring them out with a bit of white on the navy. Okay, and I'm going to start with a couple of really simple, easy shapes. And there's a cat clawing at the door because they think they need to be fed because no one else has fed them, and they think that I'm the only one who can do that, so they ask me. Now, for those who don't know, I'm heading away to the US next month for a couple of weeks, and I'm still planning on being around, so don't panic. I'm going to be still here. I will probably pre-record a little bit of my stuff that I'm doing Friday and Sunday nights. But there'll also be other things that I can go live while I'm over there and do some stuff as well. So that'll be a bit of fun. Oh, there's another one here. But I'm wondering, I guess the cats are just going to have to get used to the fact that someone else is going to have to feed them while we're gone. Hey, don't you think? No, I haven't had any problems with that. Every now and then I do buy new plates. In fact, I just bought new plates that turned up in a box today. But I'll try and last with the ones that I've got as long as possible. Can anyone hear the cat at the door? He's actually using his claws. He's scratching the door. I may have to get someone else to go feed him because he's getting quite insistent. This is not Crumpet. This is the other one. This is Merlot. Merlot's our food-obsessed cat. We have two cats, for those who don't know, and one doesn't really care. He eats when he eats, and, you know, he knows he's never going to starve. But poor Merlot thinks that if he's not fed right on the dot of 8 o'clock at night and 8 a.m. in the morning, that something terrible may happen to him. He may starve to death, potentially. Right, now this does not have to be perfect. In fact, it probably is going to look better if it isn't. So we're just adding color to, and it's just white. White on navy. So it's a fairly simple technique, really. Some embossing folders do better with this than others. Like we've got one called the 3D Fern. That one is fantastic. It picks up. It looks fantastic when you add white ink to the leaves. This is a bit more of a solid one, so it's a little trickier to get such a great result. The other thing is you can also use your white ink on everything that's not embossed. So you can add it to all the debossed bits if you want to and get the reverse effect. I know some of you did my white ink class last month, and I wanted to say thank you to everyone who did. And this month we had the leaves of holly, or the boughs of holly stuff, and those have all gone out in the post now. But I'm hoping that that everyone is going to enjoy that. I've sent out, if you haven't received an email, if you've done that course or done the class and you haven't received an email from me with all the details of the tutorial and so forth, then please send me a message. But they should have all gone out by now. Right, so I hope you're getting the idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm going to do this tree, and the rest I'm going to save for later, and I'm going to finish this off and pop it up probably tomorrow. Tonight I'll pop up the other card that we just did, put that on Instagram and my Facebook page so you can get a better look at it. But this one I'll finish off tomorrow because it's going to take a little while for me to get this to look exactly the way I want it to look. But anyway, you'll see, you can see it's very, very simple, very easy. And I'm just going through and adding a bit of white ink to all the raised images. So you can kind of see how it's looking. Can you see this? And it's a really, really nice effect. Oh, the camera can come down. I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Bye, Linda. Yeah, Cookie does tell the cats off. He's not fond of them at all. They're not his favourite. Poor old Cookie. He's not getting enough attention lately. I mean, as Emma said, you know, he probably thinks to himself, ever since we got those small fluffy things that walk around on 4 legs, we haven't been giving him as much attention. So I'm going to go finish this off, and this is going to go up tomorrow, but I wanted to give you an idea. Okay, so okay, does that kind of make sense what I'm doing there? And this will be really, really pretty when you see the finished effect. Look out tomorrow on the Facebook page or the Instagram page, and I'll have them up there sometime tomorrow morning. What's everyone doing for the weekend? Anyone doing anything fun and exciting? I hope so. I hope you guys have got lots of beautiful things to look forward to and lots of maybe some creative moments. Who knows? I'm sure it's going to be gorgeous. It does look good, doesn't it? So when this is done, it's going to be really pretty. But tonight I'm going to say we are finishing up with the hippo card completed. Okay, and then I'll get to this one and pop it up for you. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to bring out that effect, that look, just with a blender pen, some white ink on an embossing folder. Isn't it a nice folder? I love this folder. It's really, really super cute. So I'm going to have a little play with that. We'll finish it up and it'll look great. Card repairs, sleeping and crafting. Doesn't that sound fantastic? Really, really good. You know what I'm doing? I'm in the middle of, I've started making some crochet gifts to take away with us when we go overseas. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into those tomorrow. A dinosaur birthday cake. Oh, how nice. Are you a good cake maker, Katrina? Is that one of your special skills? Bye, everyone. Look, have a fantastic week. I'll just switch back to my face for a second. There I am. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. I will be back here on Sunday night. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button on the channel here if you'd like to see more of me and all these different bits and pieces that we get up to on Friday and Sunday nights. As well, everything that I've been using tonight is available for purchase or a gift with purchase. If you have any questions about anything at all, please reach out and ask. Just ask me. My details will all be in this if I can talk probably, in the description below. Okay, so if you haven't signed up for the email list, my email newsletter that I send out a couple of times a month, head over to the blog and there's a sign up form there. Okay, and you get a free tutorial when you sign up as well. Okay, thanks guys. Have a fantastic day. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.